Welcome everyone. In this lecture, we will going to see about test of significance for difference of means for n value greater than 30. So first we have to consider two samples of sizes n1 and n2 arises and two population mean arises, it is mu1 and mu2, and two standard deviation arises, it is sigma 1 and sigma 2. And the two sample means arises, it is denoted as x1 bar and x2 bar. That is, in the previous lecture we will say for single mean. In this lecture we will say for different means. Different mean means everyone exists for two times. So first we have to formulate the null and alternate hypothesis. It is in this type 2, H naught always equal to mu1 equal to mu2 and H1 is mu1 not equal to mu2. In the question, suppose it is given as greater than or less than symbol, we have to modify in the alternate hypothesis. As usual, the level of significance may be 5% or 1%. And the formula for test statistic is x1 bar minus x2 bar divided by sigma 1 square root of sigma 1 square divided by n1 plus sigma 1 square divided by n2. This is for population mean. And suppose it is a sample mean means this notation only changes. In example 1, a sample of height of 6,400 English mean has a mean of 170 centimeters and a standard deviation of 6.4 centimeter. While a sample of height of 1,600 Americans has a mean of 172 centimeters and a standard deviation of 6.3 centimeter. Now, the data indicate that Americans are the average taller than Englishmen. So first we have to frame null hypothesis. What it is given, do the data they are asking about, do the data indicate that Americans are the average taller. Taller means if the comparison arises means we have formulated in the alternate hypothesis. Then what about for H naught? It is an opposite of H1, right? So we will fix it as Americans are not taller than Englishmen. Next, what is H1? H1 means Americans are the average taller than Englishmen. This is H1. So next we have to calculate the test statistic value. This is the formula. In this formula, all the values are given. We have to substitute here and find the calculated value, which is equal to 0.658. And the significance level is 1%. So it is what is tested here greater than symbol arises. So it is an one-tailed test. So we have to calculate the value for 1%. One-tailed test is 2.33. So the calculated value is greater than the tabulated value. So we will reject H naught. That means we will accept H1. What is H1? Americans are taller than the Englishmen. So the statement is true. Likewise, we will solve the problem 2. So in a survey of buying as shoppers are chosen at random in a supermarket A. So here we have two supermarkets A and B. Their mean and standard deviation is given. And in the second supermarket also mean and standard deviation is given. So in the level of significance value is 1%, that is alpha value 0.01. So we have to check the average weekly food expenditure of the two populations of the shopper are equal or this thing we find. So here 70 arises. Then what is null hypothesis? We have to take mu1 equal to mu2. That is the average weekly food expenditure of the two populations of the shoppers are equal. H1 means it is not equal. So all the values are given here. Just we have to take it. And we have to substitute known values in this formula. We get 8.82%. So it is two-tailed test because the equal symbol given in the null hypothesis. So in the alternate hypothesis, we have taken it as mu1 not equal to mu2. Not equal symbol arises means it is a two-tailed test. So we have to check the value for two-tailed test at alpha is equal to 1%. So answer is 2.58. So the calculated value is greater than the tabulated value. So we will reject our H naught. That means the average weekly food expenditure of the two populations of shoppers are not equal. This is our conclusion. So in the next problem, the average hourly wages of a sample of 150 workers in a plant A was 2.56 with a standard deviation of 1.08. The average wage of sample of 200 workers in plant B was 2.87 rupees with a standard deviation of rupees 1.28. We have to find can an applicant safety assumes that the hourly wages paid by plant B are greater than those paid by plant A. So first we have to formulate H naught and H1. What is H naught? Note that they are asking about the hourly wages paid by plant B or greater than. So greater than symbol arises means we will taken it as in the alternate hypothesis. So plant B is greater than plant A, that is mu1 greater than mu2. This symbol we have taken there. I mean, plant B is only greater. No, that means mu2, mu1 less than mu2. That symbol we have to take it. Then what about for H? Not mu1, not mu1 equal to mu2. This is our null hypothesis. In null hypothesis, always equal to symbol arises. So that means the statement is plant B is in alternate. Plant B greater than means the contradiction of alternate is only H not. So plant B is not greater than plant A. So the N1 size, sample mean and standard deviation are given. So just we have to substitute these known values in our test statistic formula. Finally, we get the calculated values 2.453. So here greater than or less than symbol arises. So it is an one-tailed test at a 5% level of significance. The value is 1.645. Here our calculated value is greater than the tabulated value. So we will reject our H0. That means we will accept our H1. What is our H1? The hourly wages paid by plant B are greater than those paid by plant A. So in the next problem, a buyer of electrical bulbs purchases 400 bulbs, 200 bulbs of each brand. Upon testing these bulbs, we found that brand A has an average of 1 to 5 hours with a standard deviation of 42 hours, whereas brand B had a mean life of 1 to 6 hours with a standard deviation of 60 hours. So here, note that totally 400 bulbs, but 200 bulbs of each brand means in A brand it has 200 bulbs and B brand has 200 bulbs. That means N1 and N2 equal to 200. And this is the sample mean and sample standard deviation. We have taken it here. Then what is H naught? Check that. We have to check brand B is superior than brand A. Superior means greater than or less than symbol arises. In the H1, we will note it as mu1 less than mu2 because mu2 is the population mean of brand B. So here mu2 is superior. That means brand B is superior means in the notation we will notify it as mu1 less than mu2. Less than symbol arises. So it is an one-tailed test. Then what about for H naught? It is an opposite of alternate hypothesis. That is the brand B is not superior to brand A in quality. So we will substitute all these known values in the test statistics. We get the value 7.72. So here less than symbol arises. So it is an one-tailed test and the 5% level of significance. The answer is 1.645. Therefore, the calculated value is greater than the tabulated value. So we will reject our H0. That means we will accept our H1. What is our H1? The brand B is superior to brand A in equality. So this is a true statement. This is tutorial questions for your practice. Next, this is tutorial 5. This is also for your practice. Just read the questions carefully and properly answer the question. 4 and 5 is based on 2 sample tests only. Here also Americans and English means are given. So it is a testing of hypothesis for difference of means. Thank you.